Hello and welcome to Between Sets with Church. Today we are outside of Warminster, Ontario with a man who needs no introduction at all, Mr. Stephen Henry. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. How are you doing, Ian?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Good to see you.
We finally got to do this.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a tour, hasn't it?
Yeah, but we finally did, yeah. I got to say, I absolutely, as soon as we walked in the doors here, I absolutely adore this studio. This is awesome. Tell me a little bit more about what you've got going here. This is incredible.
Well, you know, it started out, and it still pretty much is. It's a personal studio. Built it for myself, so I don't have to travel to Toronto and spend thousands and thousands of dollars. So over the last 30 years, I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars building my own, you know. And yeah, it's kind of unique in the fact that we try to do everything as analog here as we can. So, you know, real drums, real guitars, vintage amplifiers, just the whole groove's kind of cool.
It's such a cool collection. The fact that you said you do analog as well really adds to the whole ambiance of what you've got going here.
You know, I had to step into the digital realm for recording because the tape machines just kept breaking down and stretching and, you know, and this and that. So finally, last year, I made the choice to opt out for a digital console, which was a bit of a nail biter.
Yeah,
you know? Took me about 4 hours a day, 7 days, and I'm on it now, though.
It's an incredible studio. It's incredible. So you've also done some recording here as well. I noticed we talked earlier about you did the first Bleecker Ridge album.
Yeah, that was done in Aurelia, down in the basement. Those guys are become very good friends, great guys, you know. And yeah, I started with those guys, and they managed to get a record deal and did great, you know. And they're such humble guys, you know, from where
So the studio itself, do you does it keep you busy? Do you do a lot of recording on the side?
You know, working on my own record keeps me busy, but I take on small projects because you know, you're trying to pay for the gear that comes in. I mean, I never make a living at this, you know. The only one who's going to really reap any reward are the kids when I go and they sell everything or, you know, keep everything, whatever. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I try to work it as I need to pay for it kind of thing, and as things come up. And
did the recording, was it always kind of there growing up as you were a musician to someday have your own studio?
Yeah, I like starting out. When I first went out to Calgary, I left here when I was 19 and went out to Calgary. And when I first started writing out there, I'd written a few songs, but nothing that was, you know, it's just you're learning, right? And so I got out there, I remember having 2 cassette decks, you know, and I'd record on one, and then I'd take the out of the left side, plug it into the left on the other one to record, and then put a mic on the right side, and there's 2 tracks. And I go back again and again, and of course it just sounded horrible, but the idea was there.
Yeah.
Choice for life, they're only kids. Will they be forgiven? When you see her on her feet, tattered dress and hair, she's a hustler. God made what you dream, 8-ball bag of dreams. the streets, feel the stairs, but you know that you can't change things.
Let's talk a little bit about your history with music, growing up and becoming a musician. Do you want to give us a little bit of a history of your background as where
It started a long, long time ago. Yeah, like I come from a family of 11 kids, and then my mom and dad. And of course, my brother Walter went to the Olympics. He brought his first medal for
That's
Canada
right, yeah.
ever in '64 and in '68. And you know, my brother Alan is an incredible artist and, you know, international. And so I kind of fall under the bum of the family. No, I'm kidding. But, you know, it started way back because these guys listened to everything. I remember listening to Nat King Cole. And, I mean, in '64 was when the Beatles were on the Ed Sullivan Show. They let me stay up to watch that because that's how much I was already showing I liked music, you know. By the time I was 5, I got a set of drums for Christmas, and I found out only like 12 years ago that it was my 2 oldest brothers that bought those for me. You know, I always thought it was my parents, right? As I got, of course, I thought it was Santa Claus at first.
Well, the original, yes.
Yeah. In our house, you know, Irish household, South American mother. Walter was born in Hong Kong because that's where my parents met. And, you know, they do silly things at Christmas time. They go, something for you out in the back room. I go out in the back room and there's a big goose come running for you. You know, like they just do crazy
like
Irish stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my God, shock you for your whole life. But, you know, it come with a lot of work, and it's been a long time playing, and, you know, it's not done by one person. You know, family suffers for what I love to do. The wife suffers for what I have to do. But they're all pretty giving it to me, you know. I don't know. I guess they feel sorry for me, so I'll let him do his thing. But, yeah, they put up with a lot.
Yeah.
You know, Tricia, amazing woman, you know, puts up with a real lot. Yeah. She doesn't even come over here. I mean, you know, how wonderful is that? No, I'm kidding.
It's silent support.
It's silent support. She's always there, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of drums, you play guitar.
Yes.
Drums, and a few. Is there any instruments you don't play?
Oh, everything. No, I'm a bass player, guitar player, drummer.
Okay.
But I'm a drummer, really. I mean, I would always hire a guitar player. You know, I'll write the idea down and I'll get it happening. And I played a lot of stuff on my first record, and I really enjoy playing bass guitar. I guess that's the link with the drumming, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't mind to carry a whole drum kit. That's my favorite. And, you know, singing from the kit's kind of nice back there, too. You know, it's a nice, easy
You don't
thing
see a lot of that. I mean, there's a few that
there's a few
hold
of
it
them,
off pretty good, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
No, there's a girl in Midland. Oh, my God, I'm just drawing a blank. Oh, my, it'll come to me. But she sings and plays drums. She's great. Donna Marie Bell. There you go. Yeah.
Nice.
And she's I think she's a Midland girl. If you're not in Midland, I'm sorry, Donna. But yeah, she's a good up-and-coming drummer. She's been playing a long time, too. As a school teacher, and now she's retired from that, so she's out doing her thing, you know.
Cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of teaching, do you teach as well? Here?
I teach, but, you know, for me, I'm an educated musician. I can't read music. I can't write music. So I try to bring kids into it, like with the premise that, you know, if you want to play guitar, don't worry. Just do your best. Let's open the door for you to see if you really love it. If you really get into it, then I'll send you to somebody who can really teach you something. And, you know, I mean, I love getting them. I go, you know how many times we test in a year here? And they're all like, 2, 3. I go, yeah, we don't test here. There's no pressure here. Just take it easy and learn to play.
Well, I'm sure the kids probably enjoy that. I mean, they're in school all the time, too.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have something that's not so structured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny to watch them walk in here, too, because they like, you know, they can't believe that this place is right next door to their school or whatever, you know. And we put them on, you know, old vintage Ludwig drums to play and stuff like that. We, you know, try to keep the gear good for them to use. And
is it a bit of a history lesson as well for them to show them the difference?
That automatically comes in. Usually the first time they talk to me, I go, what? I can't hear you. I've been a drummer for 50 years. So yeah, you know, it gets into the history of just playing and, you know, what you should learn. I mostly try to teach how to use proper techniques so you don't hurt your hands.
Yeah.
you know, and that gets bypassed a lot. You just play, you know, everybody just plays, right, when you learn to play. And then if you're not a taught teacher, you just show everybody your bad habits. So I try to, I have enough bad habits. If I can see the kids do it, I can say, hey, I know I do it, but you know.
We're going to listen to shortly to Lorraine,
Oh,
song that,
yes.
that you wrote. Can you tell us a little bit about the story behind Lorraine?
the song Lorraine's about my
2
sister.
hours or one?
Oh, God.
We won't get into
I'm
that.
sorry. Yeah, my sister Lorraine is one of 2 girls in our family. My sister Marie was much older. She had 2 kids before, no, 1 kid before I was born. So I remember going to Marie's place like 7 years old. My mom going, "This is your sister," and I'm going, "What? I don't know who this is," you know. But of course, years go by, and you know, my brother Robert never came till I was 9 years old, and he stayed in Ireland. And he shows up at the door one day, and my mom goes, "Hey, this is your brother Robert." I'm going, "What?" You know?
Wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty crazy, big family, right? But yeah, Lorraine, anyhow, she was the younger one, and you know, she's a beautiful girl, and just always had a hard time staying with a man. Very independent, and a long time before she met somebody who she stuck with and got married. So I was coming through Barrie one time, and this thing just hit me like a rock, you know. Lorraine, you will find love someday. And I got home and started working on it, and that's the tune that came out of it. And I mean, when you hear it, you'll go, I played that at her wedding. If you can imagine that at a wedding, right?
Well, I was going to ask you, as she heard the song, but
Oh,
now,
yes.
now we do know that.
Yes.
Was that the first time she heard it? Was that the wedding?
No, she got the CD. I sent her
okay.
a CD. Yeah, I figure, you know, a little bit of punishment and send them out.
Nice.
Lorraine, you will find love someday, for you are heaven's child, a face with a baby's smile, innocent and true. Love will come to you, just wait a little while. Lorraine, you will find love someday. You know when he's the one, above you he'll put no one. Innocent and true, love will come to you, just wait a little while. Whoa, whoa, I know from experience this fact, the ones you trust, they just crack. Never realize, no, they never realize, you're not supposed to ever let it show to the solace of the night that is you cry. Lorraine, you will find love someday, for you are heaven's child, a face with a baby's smile, innocent and true. Love will come to you, just wait a little while. Whoa, whoa, I know from experience this fact, the ones you trust, they just crack. Never realize, no, they never realize, you're not supposed to ever let it show to the solace of the night that is you cry. Lorraine, you will find love someday. You know
What drove you through COVID? You were quite busy doing your show online and everything. Was that part of a healing process for you, or was it just something to keep the engine going musically?
Like I need to play, and you miss performing live. I think, you know, guys who do it and are out there playing all the time, we curse it every time we have to go and lug that gear, you know, we all do, but take it away from us and you watch them
That's
all.
right.
I wish I had a place to play. I mean, you know, I'd do anything for a gig, right? And that's kind of where I sit with it. I mean, I'm okay by myself, and I play along with myself very well. I mean, I don't have to have others around, but I just thought, you know what, if I don't keep my face out there, people forget who you are. And I thought, you know, COVID, this is a great thing. Everybody's at home. I just thought, you know what, I'd do one. Because my friends were doing it, right? And I thought, yeah, that's pretty cool. Maybe I do one. And then, you know, I start the camera up and everything, and as I'm starting up everything, I'm going, oh my God, why did I go and do this, you know? And the camera's running on Facebook, and I'm like this. And so the first one, I think, was an hour. And then the following week, for whatever reason, again, I did it. And I think it turned into 2 hours. And then it just turned into 18 months at 2 hours every Saturday night from 8 to 10.
Yeah, well, they were great. I know they were getting followed quite well.
It was really kind of cool, you know. I got a message from the girl who takes care of the Beatles stuff at the Cavern. And she goes, you play Beatles songs, will you play us a Beatles song? And that's the great thing about it. It's like all over the world, right?
Yeah.
So I did And Your Bird Can Sing,
Nice.
which is kind of a cool tune,
Yeah,
and an obscure
yeah.
one for them. And she goes, oh, he didn't just do a Beatles tune, he did the best Beatles tune. And all these people are talking to her friends in England and Ireland and Germany. They're all discussing things, you know. It's really cool how you can just reach out.
Yeah, that is cool.
know.
You have certainly no problem in coming up with songs, writing everything. What inspires you?
I draw a lot from what I've heard, like everybody does. That's how you build your style, right? But I kind of live by that code that, you know, write about what you know. And so most of the time there's stories about things that have happened to me in my life, or things I've witnessed other people, or watch on the news and see what people are going through or whatever. I don't think it's controversial at all. Like it's just music, you know, and it's made to heal, I think. Like Ronnie Douglas said, music is medicine.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
I did some research on you, and I talked to some of your fans,
Uh-oh.
and one I know this, and they keep asking the same question: is why is there no songs about your passion of fishing?
The fishing song. Okay, it's gonna come.
Is it?
It's
Okay.
gonna come.
All right.
It's
We
gotta
inspired
come.
you?
Yeah, I guess.
Hopefully.
I haven't even got my boat out yet. I'm just dying. And so if anybody wants to take me bass fishing, please don't hesitate to call. Yeah, I that would be something to write. I know about fishing,
Yeah.
you know, a little bit.
Oh, I'm sure it's waiting there. I'm
Yeah.
sure it's sitting there.
Yeah.
You just have to throw the bait in the water
There you
and see
go,
what happens.
right? Yeah, the
See
fish
what
have
happens.
no fear when I'm on the water. I'll tell you that much. I'm not that good of a fisherman.
You've played with some really famous people around this area. What do you think it is about this area of Barrie, or really a Simcoe County, we'll call it, as far as musicians and the cooperation with others and joining of talent? Does it inspire you as well, or do you have any memories of certain people you've played with that really stand out?
Oh, there's all kinds of guys. Wayne Buttery, you know, he was a great bluesman, and I got to jam with Wayne just a few times over the years. And then about 2 years before he passed, I was asked to come in and do some drumming. And, you know, later Wayne said to me, he goes, geez, you know, you're a better drummer than I thought you were. And he says, I don't know why we didn't, you know, and we got to work together for a while. And Wayne became a great friend. He's a real nice man. I always loved Wayne. You know, he's one of those soft hearts. We were playing at downtown Toronto, the Matador Club. So that's the after hours club, right? From 3 in the morning till 7 in the morning.
Wow.
So I'd be playing in Brampton, and I'm playing bass guitar, and in the car was my guitar gear. So I'd do the gig, on bass, pack my bass in the car because we had to be there the next night. So leave the amp. I got my guitar stuff in the car. Drive into Toronto. Get there at 3 minutes to 3, and run on stage and start playing. Well, one night, up out of the audience, here she comes, Pink, when she had her first record out. Yeah,
Nice.
so she got up and sang like 3 songs with us. I got some pictures with her. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I can't say I played in her band, but
That's close enough.
it's close enough.
It's close
It was
enough.
really good. We shared a mic. It was pretty cool. Yeah. Lost my mind in this place. The edge is showing in my face, and I'm walking in the rain. Sitting tight, there goes blues. The same story, nothing's new, and I'm walking in the rain. And I think in my mind, I may be running out of time, and I wonder what happened now. Lost my pride, lost my faith. You always stick that in my face, find a way out somewhere, somehow. Got the time and my doubts, and about what that's all about as I'm walking in the rain. Some regrets go aside until you figure who is on whose side, and I'm walking in the rain. Catch that ride out of here. Leaving that rearview mirror on my walking in the rain. Oh, walking in the rain. Oh, walking in the rain.
What's coming down the pipe with you? You got, I know you were talking about recording your own stuff as well, but you're recording other projects or your own?
Yes, we
music coming in?
got a couple of small projects on the go. We're just finishing up a record with a good friend, Gord Ems, who's doing all cover tunes for this one, but it's something he wants to do, so it's important to him. And a lot of the musicians in the area, some great musicians, are coming to support him in it, and it's pretty awesome to see everybody get together and get up and play. And he's got guys in this record like Lance Anderson and Rolly Platt and Ian Ross.
Yeah, there's some big names
Oh,
there.
yeah, guys for this area, And I mean, like some of those guys, like Rolly and Lance, I mean, they're world-class musicians, you know.
Yeah.
I sometimes would be doing a single gig. His wife, Kathy, gets me a gig the odd time. And I'll look up and there he is standing there, right? And it's like,
Thanks again, Steve.
Thank you.